Hello, everybody. It is good to see you in another morning. Even though I can't see you, you can only see me. It's good to see my camera lens in this morning. And what we're going to be doing today is talking about there is some new information in the game. So let's go ahead and get into it. There's a 10x event currently happening. Now, if you're not familiar with the 10x, essentially what that means is your chances of summoning champions are the same. But if you open shards around that 10x, the chances of pulling the legendary is 10 times when you do pull legendary. Meaning, let's say there was 100 gumballs in the gumball dispenser, but only one of them had, like, remember the clear plastic gumball back in the day that had like a dollar bill in there, whatever, you put the quarter in and you might get a little bit of money back. Instead of just having one of those in that gumball machine, there's now like 10 of them. Okay, that's basically how this works. The chances of pulling only one gumball are the same, but okay, this is a terrible example. Okay, so should you actually go for this gumball? That's the question here. Well, since it's 10x and she is paired with the latest fusion, let's go ahead and look at the latest fusion. So if we go to Undead, here is in fact the Rolos the Groom. Now, if you notice, if SIPHI Lost Bride is on the same team, the damage taken from bosses is now 30% instead of 15%. This is mostly going to be good on clan boss. If he takes less damage, he lasts longer. But if we look over at SIPHI and we go to Lost Bride here, this character is nuts. Let's start with the basic attack. This is a sleep. If their target's turn meter is equal or above 50%, cannot be resisted. That's nuts for arena because people build lots of resistance. And it heals all allies by 5% of their max HP if the target's turn meter is below 50%. It makes perfect sense that they nerf the healing on Tormund. They want this character to be good, and she heals on basic. And then the next move here, 3-turn cooldown with Book, fills the turn meter of all allies by 15%, places block debuffs, and a 60% increased defense and 30%. I mean, that's a lot of things all in one. Okay, blocking debuffs with increased defense and increased speed, nuts move, 3-turn cooldown. Pretty insane. And you obviously have a revive here on a 4-turn cooldown, which gives them full turn meter. Now, giving somebody full turn meter on revive is a fairly unique skill. Raglan and Cardno share this, and it is actually very strong. I use Raglan a pretty good amount. I've even used her in my clan boss if you've seen some of my videos, and reviving people with full turn meter can be used to pair people like Longbeard with Relentless. Shout out to Murder Inc. for that idea, or other type of things like that trigger multiple important procs. So I think this is quite a good move as well. And then increase ally resistance in all battles by 80. So most likely, if you're looking at this character here, this is an arena-based character, especially as we look at the passive here, which is heals each ally by 50% of their max HP at the start of their turn, has a 40% chance of removing freeze and fear debuffs from each ally at the start of their turn, removes all debuffs from Rolos the Lost Groom at the start of their turn if they are on the same team. So essentially, Rolos the Groom is kind of immune, and he is pretty ridiculously strong. There's been plenty of videos talking about that. I don't really need to go into that again. So obviously, this is going to make Rolos even stronger in Arena, where he's already shining. Removing both Freeze and Fear are the two major debuffs, because we have to deal with people like Harvest Jack. I mean, Madame's quite popular. There's Miscreate Monster. I mean, Fear is not a mechanic that is not being used at this point. It actually has some value of having that removed. And then Freeze is extremely obviously being used all the time. So now the question remains, okay, is this a good character? Yes. Okay, now we have to ask ourselves, is it worth it to chase this 10x? What about that? Now we know the characters are good. We know it's a 10x. We know Rolos is good because we've done testing with that. And we know the pairing is good. So what do we do? So if we go in here and we're going to look at the pricing now of the shards. Now, I'm not going to be chasing anything. I've been staying to the, not spending money thing. Luckily enough, my next video is actually going to be on Ice Golem, and I had just enough energy. Shout out to my boy, the Diamond, over in Raid Shadow Legends. Managed to send me 2,000 energy so I could do this Ice Golem test video. And I'll be doing that next, but I'm not buying these packs. Okay, so I'm not going to do a shard opening video is where I'm going with this point. I'm not going to be buying. This is my favorite pack in the game right here. It's the 7 Void Shards for $25, and you can buy 5 of them. This is 35 Void Shards for $125, potentially chasing one of the best Void Legendaries in the game. If I was a giant Kraken, I like these, but it's not efficient. So let me break it down in a much more simple way, because I know I'm going back and forth with these little bits of opinion. Make it simple for you, okay? should you attempt the 10x event? If you are free to play, a small spender, a dolphin, or a small whale? No, you should not attempt any 10x event ever. The only exception might have been Draco, because Draco is that large game-changing of a character. I do believe SIPHI might actually be a game-changing character as well, but I don't believe she is worth it trying to buy these expensive void shards. These void shards are so expensive. It would be $125 for 35 of them. I'm not going to bother crunching the numbers to try to tell you whether or not you have a chance at it, but I guarantee you, without doing any numbers at all, you probably have less than, I would say, less than a 1%, although maybe it's less than 5%, but I would still, maybe 1%. I mean, with 35 shards for $125, I bet you have next to no chance. It sounds like that's a lot of shards, but the reality of the fact is it's really not. And unfortunately, it can get quite expensive. You guys saw me chase the Venus. Remember the Venus 10x? Because I really need AoE defense down in weekend, and I chased that, and I chased the Draco. I chased both of them. You guys saw me spend a lot of money on it, on both of the events, and obviously we didn't pull anything. Now, we did manage to pull some legendaries from these packs. I did buy this pack back in the day, and I bought it out, and I ended up pulling Warlord and Ethos from that in one of my videos as a happy secondary. So there is one other point to this, which is this. If you're chasing SIPHI, the Lost Bride, by herself, she is 100% not worth the money, even though she is a fantastic top-tier character. However, if you need void shards anyway, if you're trying to go for cold hearts, Bellower even, if you're a newer person maybe, and you just want a few void shards, you're not really worried about blowing $125 on the maximum efficiency. This is probably like 80% efficient. I don't really have an issue with these packs. If you are willing to spend this kind of money, I think that void shards are few and far between. I can understand purely spending money on them, but I don't recommend it, if that makes sense. Okay, the only time that people should be doing this is if you're either a massive Kraken, an absolutely massive Kraken, and you're chasing the best characters in the game, because 10x are one of the only ways to snipe those if you don't really care about money, as weird as that sounds. And then the other situation, which is going to be much more common, is if you are a newer player and you are considering maybe buying one of these 7 void shard packs for 25 bucks and to try to get like a cold heart Bellower, or just some basic rares, maybe to try and increase your roster slightly. At that case, maybe pick up one of them, 2 of them at the utmost, but don't go all the way in. Just see if you can pick yourself up some rares and stuff, okay? So that's going to be my breakdown on SIPHI of the Lost. What's the word for it? Is it, so we have Rhodos the Broom, and then we have the Lost Bride. So, oh no, I'm gonna have to come up with some kind of meme name for her. I think she looks like Leia Organa. I'm gonna have to say this is SIPHI the Leia. At the end here, I just want to do a massive shout out and thank you. Yesterday, I put up a Calabria Christos Guardian, just one quick review of the game and some summoning on the main channel, saying, hey guys, a lot of people have been asking for this game. If you want, it's on the second channel. And we had a really big response. I mean, just yesterday, we had like 300 subs join the second channel, and just today, that's just the second channel. So thanks for that, guys. I'll be putting up Calabria Crystal Guardian content today. And I'm going to try to do it probably 3 to 4 times a week on the second channel, so it won't be too much spam. And I'm going to try to fill it as I get the time. But if you want to see that, I'll put it up here. Put it there somewhere in the main channel. It'll be down here. But yeah, I just really want to say thanks, guys, for a pretty big jump in subs on the second channel. We're going to be getting that going because a lot of people have been requesting other games. And this kind of brings us into another topic here to close out the video, which is that a lot of people have been wondering, where are we going with the channel? Because Raid Shadow Legends is my current main game, but I'm getting a little antsy. I feel like a lot of the other content creators are probably in the same boat, where we're getting a little ants in our pants and kind of feeling like, you know, shaking things up a little bit and changing it around. So that's why I'm doing this Calabria Crystal Guardians, because I'm feeling a little bit monotonous, and I feel like I need to shake it up a little bit. I think you guys have probably seen in some of my videos as of late, me feeling a little bit dragged down in terms of just overall pumping out the videos on Raid Shadow Legends, because we've continually got kind of an unencouraging update after unencouraging update. And it's very hard to keep you know, the constant flow of just over-the-top hype optimism when you get hit in a row with like heavily monetized patches over and over again, and then some kind of constant problems. but I'm not giving up on the game. We're gonna complete this on March 7th. I'm gonna redo a re-evaluation of the game and really kind of decide if I'm gonna start putting money back into the game as well as where we're gonna go. So long and short of it is this, guys. But as of March 7th, the free-to-play strike is over, and that is when I'm going to sit down and I'm going to do another like review of the game. You know how I did like the $10,000 review of Raid Shadow Legends? March 7th, we're going to be doing the same thing, only it's going to be called the final review. And I'm going to go through, I'm going to talk about the game as unbiased as I possibly can, give my kind of closing remarks on it, and then decide where we're going with the channel. Okay, guys, I love y'all. Thanks for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe if you want to see the Ice Golem analytic video, which will be next. Okay, cheers, y'all, and have a great day.